we become wives, we become mothers, we're great employees, and we lose our identity in that.
So every time you stay silent, you teach the other person how you want to be treated. We don't have to stay stuck. We don't have to create the life that happened. It's just a chapter. It doesn't have to be your life story.
So many of us get in the habit of, it's not the right time, I'm not ready yet. That right time never comes unless you just go and do it.
Every time I say no to me, I say yes to others, I cut my identity to form, to mold into the environment or the people who are around me to make myself fit in.
Welcome to Done Pretending, the podcast where healing meets authentic living. I am your host, Susan Houston, storyteller, mentor, and believer in the power of truth to set us free. This is your sanctuary for the soul, a safe space where we peel back the layers of judgment and fear to uncover the beauty of living real. Each week, you'll hear stories of courage, resilience, and transformation that remind you it's never too late to become who you were created to be. Hey everyone, you found us again for another episode of Done Pretending. I'm so glad you're here. I have invited someone that I recently met who just really inspired me. Her name is Irina Shehovsov. That's a hard one, Irina. She is the founder of Reclaim Your Life. And what really touched me about our conversation was how she has a heart to empower women. We talk about that a lot, about how we lose our identities through life. We become wives, we become mothers, we're great employees, and we lose our identity in that. So she has really developed a program to help heal that and heal the unworthiness and then help them find who they really are. And I talk about that a lot as well, even in my TED Talk. So, welcome, Irina. I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you so much, Susan. A pleasure to be here, and I'm excited for a talk.
Yes. You know, one of the things your book, Reclaim Your Life, this is only one of your books. You have several, right?
Yeah, it's actually the gift inside.
The Gift Inside. Yeah, perfect. So, this is, oh gosh, I just really like to understand people's perspective and what they have learned on how to find that confidence again. You know, often believe that sometimes the confidence, we haven't lost it. It's just that maybe we've lost touch with it, but it's there. It's just been pushed down so much. Do you agree with that?
Totally, yes. It comes from years of being silent and sweeping things under the rug and not wanting to make a big deal out of nothing. And when we do that, we lose a little bit of ourselves throughout our life. When we want to avoid conflict at all costs, when we want to be compliant, when we want to keep the peace. Of course, in any partnership, in any relationship, in any situation, people come from different backgrounds and they bring their own set of beliefs and values. And when something goes against your core belief, you shouldn't be quiet. You need to speak up. Because every time when we don't say anything, what do they say? If you don't ask, the answer is always no. So every time you stay silent, you teach the other person how you want to be treated and what is tolerable, what is acceptable, what is considered to be good. And yeah, that's what happened in my situation because I was compliant. I wanted to be peaceful. I wanted to avoid conflict at all costs. And little by little, I lost track of who I was outside of the roles that we wear so many hats throughout our life. We are someone else's mom, someone else's spouse, but we didn't come here on earth just to be those two roles or three roles. There is so much more to our identity, to who we are as a human beings and what we came here to create. And
Our
I'm
purpose.
excited that kind of I woken up to myself and I went on the journey of personal development and growth where I learned little by little. But you gotta kind of arrive at this in the situation or in the point of your life where you are so sick and tired of being sick and tired. You gotta arrive there. Nobody, I call it, if you didn't get there yourself, no amount of other people saying anything is gonna land on you. You gotta be there internally. You gotta be so fed up. Like in my case, I wanted to be happy again. I was so tired of being feeling miserable all the time and not wanting to wake up every morning
Mm,
that I said must be something more to this thing called life. We don't just come here to suffer.
hmm
That kind of started my journey of personal development and growth, where I started reading books, attending seminars, and learning little pieces here and there of what make me me. And I discovered amazing things that I didn't know I had.
Isn't that amazing that your journey sounds very similar to mine? For many, many years, I would try and get braver and stand up for the things that I wanted, but then that voice would just tell me, you can't do this. You can't be by yourself. You're not good enough, and all the many variations of that. And for me, it was seeing someone say, people deserve to see the real you. And I thought, what is the real me? Right?
Right.
Yeah. And it happens, this losing ourselves. Do you agree? It happens little by little.
Yes, every situation, every day is like little inconsequential things. But when I call it accumulated over time, layer after layer, just like let's say when negative event occurs and we don't release the emotion relatively quickly, we add layers and layers and layers of unprocessed feelings, of unprocessed hurt, and then it stays stuck. Similarly, that identity loss happens like that as well. How many times did you say no to yourself? Just to
Mm.
please others, just to keep the peace, just to keep quiet. Because if you look on grand scheme of things, does this really matter? Is this quarrel really matter? Like, what am I trying to achieve? I
Right.
just want nice, peaceful, everything beautiful. Meanwhile, I'm suffering inside. I'm denying myself. Every time I
Mhm.
say no to me, I say yes to others. And then I cut myself. I cut my
Mhm.
identity to form, to mold into the environment or the people who are around me to make myself digestible, to make
Mm.
myself fit in. Because we all always want to fit in, we want to belong somewhere. We feel a loss of something when we don't belong. And when we do that, we're denying a little bit of who we are because maybe the people you're around, maybe they're not your people.
Oh my gosh, that is so true right there. Sometimes we surround ourselves with people and we do everything that we can to fit in with that group or to appear like we're like them. And I experienced that as well. There were people in my life that I just really wasn't meant to be around them. Like you said, they're just not your people.
Yeah.
How many years do you feel like it took you to get brave enough to make the changes to start standing up for yourself?
I think I got after a realization, maybe a year, 2 years,
Mhm.
but it's you giving yourself permission to do you.
Yes.
No
Yes.
matter how crazy it sounds, no matter what other people think of you or say to you, because you, I call it, we all are individual beings. We all bring the gift. There is a gift inside of us. And when we dim a light to please others, we rob the world of what beautiful thing we can birth into being, what we can kind of create, what we can inspire in others when we say yes, we can also inspire others to say yes to themselves,
Yes.
to not be
Yes.
quiet anymore, to share their story, to find who they truly are. We are
Yeah.
not all round pegs to fit into the square hole. We're gonna find our own unique way, and we don't need to be like everybody else. We are made different for a reason.
We
Otherwise, the
are.
world would be so boring if everybody was the same.
Oh my goodness, yes, it would. And, one of my mentors told me one time, by me being my true self, it's allowing the people around me to either decide that I'm not for them, or it allows them to step into their purpose and their true self. By me stepping away, it pushes them or propels them into their next beautiful thing. Hopefully, it's a beautiful thing. And, I've always been worried about everybody else. So as I went on this journey, I began to worry about some of the people around me, like, are they going to be okay? Are they going to be okay with this? And I finally had to step back and say, no, I need to worry about me first.
Yeah, we got to be a little selfish.
Yes. But, women don't like that word. That is like a bad word to women, being selfish, right?
Yes, but if
Yeah.
we allow ourselves to be selfish, then we can then help others. But we first have to help ourselves.
Right. What is that old analogy? You have to fill your cup first before you can give
Yeah.
it more to
Or
others.
when you're in an airplane, put on your oxygen mask first before you tend to your kids.
Yes. Yeah, it's the same thing. Otherwise, we run out of energy, we run out of air. And I definitely went through periods of that where I just felt like I just have no more. I have no more to give because I wasn't feeding my soul. I wasn't fulfilling what I was meant to be doing.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in your book, you talk about small habits, right? If this episode hits something for you, don't keep it to yourself. Follow me and follow the show so you don't miss what's next. Leave a comment because I actually do read them and share this with someone who needs to hear it, even if they don't know it yet.
Yeah.
Can you share a couple of those?
Sure. So the book is based on holistic approach to well-being, and it covers four states of being: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And each of the levers, I share three habits that you can practice, little simple things that we can do every day. For example, for physical health, it's morning routine. And I'm not saying my morning routine is the routine. I'm just sharing what I am doing for myself, hopefully to inspire other people to pick something and do it for themselves. What I say, it doesn't matter when you wake up, but how you wake up. What
Mm.
kind of feelings you're feeling, what emotions are going through your head, what do you say to yourself, what do you feed your mind. So when I wake up, I say the first thing, it's going to be an awesome day. So no matter what happens, you already set the intention. And saying three things I am grateful for, simple things, the fact that I'm awake, I have roof over my head, I have food on my table, doesn't have to be big or grandiose, but appreciating what is already working in our life. And then going for a walk, doing a meditation. I call meditation the inner shower of the mind. You know how in
I
the
love
morning
that.
we wake up and we wanna smell nice? What about right here? Who is gonna do some brainwashing over there to kind of clean the area so you can start your each day fresh? So you don't bring the quarrels of yesterday, you leave that all behind. You start fresh in the morning and then going for a walk, appreciating the nature, smelling the air, seeing the sunrise, so seeing how the sky changes colors, and really being present when you are walking. So you're not just exercising your body, you're also clearing your mind, you're setting positive intention. And they also say it's the best way actually to change how you are feeling. If you're feeling sad or upset, go for a walk. Look at the green grass, look at the horizon. Instantly, your feelings would be uplifted. So another habit, if I pick from another section of the book, we can talk about hobbies. I'm a great believer in hobbies. Not habit. Habits are great too, but hobbies is, I believe, we discover our passions through what we love to do, and
Mhm.
that enlivened us. It's not about, we say, oh, hobbies are for kids. There's still
Mhm.
kids inside of ourselves.
Always, always.
And we gotta do something that sets our soul on fire. That I wrote, I called the chapter in another book. It's called 10 Minutes of Joy. Do something that sets your soul on fire every day for 10 minutes or more. And it can be anything. For me, it's singing. I love singing, so that's my hobby. That's what I love doing. And that I discovered when I went on my personal development journey.
Wow.
Maybe it could be Pilates, maybe it could be baking, maybe it could be, I don't know, exercise, painting, anything at all. But it's something for you to look forward to
Mhm.
during the day, something for you to fill up your batteries. Because when you do something you love, you get dopamine, you get better mood elevation. So I love hobbies.
Oh, I love that. I love that you sing.
Yes, I sing in 4 languages.
Oh my goodness. Do you sing for anybody else or just for you?
Oh, so far I've been singing on this. There is an app called Smule, Smule,
Oh, Smule. I've never heard of that one. Okay.
and you can sing with anybody in the world. You can have movie scenes, you can do poetry, you can write your own music. It's incredible. And in the
Wow. Okay.
one of my goals is to sing on stages in front of thousands of people as well. So I'm working towards that. But in the past, I sang in Bitter End Rock Club in New York City. This was in 2017. It was my first live performance. It was an adult band. And I thought this singing story is actually fine. I thought it was too late for me because I started in the bright age. I think I was 35.
Hmm.
It was too late for me. Because it's like you
That's
go
what
to
we tell ourselves, right?
I went to a music school, so it didn't work out with my kids. So I said, like, where's the good thing? I'm gonna go. So it was a school for kids, and I started taking singing lessons. I mean, they took adults as well, but I didn't see other adults. And they had 3 different locations, and apparently there were adult students there too. People who played the guitar, the bass, and drums, and so they formed an adult band by picking out students from all the locations, and I was part of that, and I didn't care. I'll sing anything. I just want to be part of the group, and I want to sing on stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I sang "Living for the City" by Stevie Ray Vaughan,
Hmm.
and I forgot the other song, but not my regular repertoire. Fit in because I wanted to feel like what is it like to be part of a band.
Mm.
And we did. It was an incredible experience.
And what did it feel like? Was it just like amazing?
Amazing. Yes. I didn't
Oh.
sound as good back then, but it was an amazing experience to do something you never done before.
Well, and you took a risk, right? It wasn't perfect, but you did it anyway.
Yeah.
And I think that's what so many people miss is you have to start and it might be messy, it might not be perfect. And so many of us get in the habit of it's not the right time, I'm not ready yet. Let me just work on it a little bit longer. That right time never comes unless you just go and do it.
Yeah. You got to make the time if it's
Yep.
important to you. And the
Yeah.
stories
Yeah.
we tell ourselves, they're all lies. Mostly.
Very true. Very true.
And so
Um,
another habit from the book is being present because I believe life is so fast paced and life is made out of moments that we call memories. And those memories are made when you are present to life, when you can slow down, when you can pause, when you're eating food, not just shoving food down your mouth, but actually savoring it and feeling all the tantalizing sensations, smelling it with your nose, being right there and having an experience. Or when
mm,
you see a sunrise, appreciating how marvelous it is, how beautiful the sky is, how it changes color, slowing down and taking a pause, or appreciating when you see a smile on your child's face, and recording that micro moment in your memory without photographs, but your physical memory, and being present to life. Otherwise, life will pass you by. You will get to the end of the day and you ask yourself, what did I do today? I was so busy. When you didn't take those pauses,
yeah.
and it can be as simple if you never practiced it before. Maybe set a reminder on your phone and set yourself a sentence. What does love mean?
Mm,
What does happiness mean to you? And when that ringer goes off, put down your phone, stop what you're doing, give yourself 1 minute of time to think about that word and to
yeah.
be present. And anytime something amazing happens, slow down inside, take that moment and absorb it, feel it in your body so that every day feels like you lived and it's not just passed you by.
I love that. Those are great habits. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Now I'm going to have to dig into the rest. I wanted to talk about the other subject that you talk a lot about, which is a passion of mine. And I think I've seen it both in men and women, that victim mentality.
Mhm.
Tell me what you've learned about that.
Yeah, so I also write it in the book as well. This is chapter 7, becoming free from victimhood.
Mm,
And oftentimes, being a victim is easy because you can always point the finger, oh, somebody else did this. I didn't do that. How could I wish this bad will upon myself? But every single day, we create a life. And the life we live now, if we're feeling in a bad place, it's because of the decisions and thoughts and choices we made before. At the
True.
time, they didn't feel like that. But if you would trace back the steps, you would realize that we've created everything. And I'm not saying like when there are cases of abuse or anything like that. I'm talking about when, in other cases, when we become a victim, because life inadvertently will happen to all of us, but it is up to us how long we choose to suffer for what happened in the past. And it's not to excuse that what happened in the past was good or we caused it. It happened, it took place. We can acknowledge that. We can be there for that. But we can always decide that we want to create a different life for ourselves. We don't have
Mm-hmm.
to stay stuck. We don't have to create the life that happened. It's just a chapter. It doesn't have to be your life story. In the days of yesterday, in the days of Saber-tooth tiger, when there is a gazelle grazing nicely on the grass, and all of a sudden tiger comes, and of course gazelle sprints back to get away, to escape, to flee for her life. And then she's grazing again 20 minutes later, as if nothing took place. She is no longer anxious. She is no longer in that fight or flight response. She's already at ease, enjoying her meal, as if this event did not take place. And that, I mean, it's amazing physiology. I'm not saying it's bad. It's amazing in the past. But now what happens? We have an event that took place 20 years ago, and for us it is still alive. Because every time we speak on a subject, the same parts of our brain light up, and everything we get to relive. It's like we are like this masochist who give ourselves poison every single day, every single minute of the day, hoping somebody else will get hurt. Meanwhile, we kill ourselves in the process. We give ourselves diseases. We give ourselves this pain every single day. Why do that to ourselves? Why not put that in the closet, journal on it, get it out of your system? But because we give spells every time we speak life into our existence, and when we speak ill things, we're creating ill lives for ourselves.
I agree with that. Yeah. Yeah,
And
you have to change the narrative.
and psychology, I mean, it's great conversation, but it does not resolve anything. We're
Right.
going to be going there for 15 years talking about the same problem. This person said that. Where are you now? Are you any better from where you started?
Right.
I mean, it's great to get things off your chest, but did you get to the root cause? And what kind of life do you want to create? We think that we have this huge life ahead of us, but life is a blimp. We are just a little spectacle of dust.
Yes.
And we
Well,
don't
and you're experiencing this with your kids like I have, all of a sudden they're on the verge of adulthood. When did that happen?
Yes. So we gotta decide how much of a life do we want to spend in suffering, and
Mhm.
how much of a life do we want to create. Why did we come here on earth? Did we come here to suffer? Or did we came here to create something with our life? And looking at our past as an learning opportunity, it's not a mistake. It's a learning opportunity. What did we learn from the experience that was dark, that was difficult? What did we learn from it? What kind of positive lesson can we take and make a better decision now
Mhm. Mhm.
and leave that behind? Acknowledge that it happened, but it doesn't have to rule your life. And every time you speak, you gotta change your narrative. You gotta change your story. You know how we tell children fairy tales before they go to sleep? What if we tell ourselves that nice fairy tale? What if we write on a piece of paper the kind of life that we want to create and read that story before you go to sleep at night? Put that programming, unprogram your devices, the one that's running your life. How often do you get an upgrade on your phone? Probably 2-3 times a month.
Yes.
But when was the last time you updated the software that's running your life?
Oh, wow. Oh, that's good. Update the software that's running your life. Wow. That touches home. You know, one thing that I've noticed too is I've had to change my expectations of people. If I always am looking for them to act differently than who they really are, that keeps me stuck. If I am honest about who they are and what the real expectation is, then I can understand my feelings and I lose the disappointment. I lose the frustration because they're never going, if they haven't been that way yet, they're not going to be that way now. right? I can't expect my mom to suddenly be not negative or not, just unsupportive. She loves me dearly, but it's the way that she does it. And sure, I would like her to say all these amazing things, but that's just not her. And if I look back, it would never was her.
Yeah.
So I used to be really sad about that, and now I just understand it.
Yeah. There is a great book about Four Agreements by Don Ruiz. Have you heard
Mm,
of that one?
no.
And it's amazing. One of the agreement is that we all, come into this life, we make agreements. And look at, instead of making expectations, make agreements with people. Because when you make an agreement, it becomes less personal. It becomes about the situation as opposed to some person that they misbehaved. Or let's say we have a meeting and somebody was late and it's like, oh, they don't respect me. But
Right.
meanwhile, it's nothing to do with you at all. They have
No.
their own, something happened maybe, and something, and it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
When we make expectations, we make assumptions. And when we make
Mhm.
assumptions, we assume things that are not necessarily true. And expectations, we're always going to be displeased because who can meet your expectations? Only you can. And
Right.
sometimes even you fail to meet your own expectations.
Oh, absolutely.
And when we place
Absolutely.
that on others, we just initially setting ourselves for failure or for
Mm,
disappointment when we don't have to. When we make an agreement didn't work, we can make another agreement instead of having an expectation. And what did not work? Okay, this person didn't show up. I appreciate if you let me know that you're going to be late. Please tell me in advance that you're going to be late. Establish the rules, the groundwork of your agreement. And when agreement doesn't work, you can always create a different one. And
right.
that stops the fighting, stops the arguing, stops things being personal, and it just becomes about disagreement.
Wow. I love that. Oh, Irina, you are just a doll and you have so much wisdom. So, what would you like to leave the listeners with today and how do they get a hold of you?
What I would love to leave listeners is you have an amazing life that you came here to create. Don't let something that happened in the past rule your life. You can always
Mm,
change it. You one decision away from reclaiming your life. But
mhm.
you are the only person who can make that decision. No amount of what other people say can change you. You have to have that initial seed of change from the inside. And how people can find me, I am on Instagram, red.claim your life. My YouTube channel is happiness academy _ I have 2 podcasts, Single Parent Success Stories and Reclaim Your Life with Irina. And my website is irinashevsov.com, irinashehovsov.com.
And I will put all of that information in the show notes so everyone can get a hold of you or look for your book. Thank you so much. This has been such a great talk. And I think we've all been reminded that we need to put ourselves first. And that is not selfish, right?
Yes.
Thank you, Arena. And listeners, please share this with your friends and your family. I especially think during these times where there's a lot of uncertainty in the world, we need to remember to shore ourselves up. And this is one way to shore ourselves up. So follow, share this podcast. If you have any questions, please send them in. I answer them all the time. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me on Done Pretending, where healing meets authentic living. If today's conversation moved you, share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. And if you haven't yet, be sure to follow the show and leave a review. Your words help this message reach more hearts around the world. Remember, you are seen, you are loved, and your story has the power to set others free.